that the sun never sets on the British Empire. And even today, that's kind of true. But soon, it might not. First, we gotta talk about the British Indian Ocean Territory. These are known by the Mauritius as the Chagos Islands, and as the UK as the British Indian Ocean Territory. These are claimed by both countries, and the reason is history, colonization, military, and scariness. First, we gotta talk about the history. What's this flag? Well, it's the flag of the Chagos Island people. The Chagos Island people, an Indo-European tribe, used to occupy these islands until the French came and didn't eradicate the population and instead turned it into a healing colony. Then the UK seized it, which was interesting. Soon what happened would be severe. The UK and the USA started having plans to make a joint military base on the island. But the UK wanted it to have no people. This was currently part of the colony of Mauritius. When, on 1965, the population was forced to flee to Seychelles or Mauritius, and the British Indian Ocean Territory was made. Population, British and Americans, who pretend to use the British pound but instead use the American dollar. 3 years later, Mauritius gained independence. Now here's the thing that might happen. Mauritius claims these islands because, well, if imagine this, you just forced all of the people, you just made a colony with these borders. Then you forced all the people in this part of the colony to go away so that you could build your own colony. And those people and you are not thinking about how those people might protest. And since people went to Seychelles too, Seychelles also had a claim over the island. Soon, Mauritius set up their new EEZ. The EEZ was the new way of setting up your water boundaries. And Mauritius set theirs to include the Chagos Islands, much to the UK's anger. Soon, the UK also added theirs, which included, once again, the Chagos Islands. And Mauritius wasn't happy about that. Then, the 21st century, the UK turned the waters into a conservation zone, which, as this was accounting for half of Mauritius's claims, was very mean, according to them. So soon they brought it up to
Tribunal international du droit de la mer.
so that they could find out who really owned the Chagos Islands. The UN court decided Mauritius owned them. Mauritius would keep these islands, and the UK had to make deals. Finally, in late 2025, a deal was reached that the UK would rent the military base for a 99-year lease, while Mauritius would earn the Chagos Islands. However, the signing has been delayed due to backlash from the Trump administration. Although this map change will happen soon and will change the map and the slogan of the sun never sets on the British Empire, it may also change how you view your internet. Have you ever heard of .io? These are two-letter codes that easily organize websites by countries. Like, have you ever heard of .co UK? IL for Israel, JP for Japan, CH for Switzerland, K for Canada, D for Deutschland, I mean Germany, or US or us for US, even though in the US we barely use us because us equals .coms for some reason. Well, we also use these as well for some territories. There are 308 in total, like AK. The BIOT uses .io for Indian Ocean. However, you may know them for games. Games like Slither.io, a very popular game in which many players dash to eat different things and when they get bigger enough, eat other snakes. Or Teratomic.io, where players try to conquer the entire map. Well, these fast-paced multiplayer games with many sessions might be changed forever, and their branding IO games might as well, if the Mauritius Islands use their own code. If they do, it seems like these games might have to find a new domain to use. However, this hasn't happened. However, a case has happened before with the Soviet Union. .su is still a thing today, even though the Soviet Union is dead, because Soviet sympathizers wanted to keep it. However, today it's mainly used by hackers as cyber criminals, so please use an antivirus if you go there. Only time will tell what will happen. Anyway,